I just know this shit's gonna be crazy the way we taken 30 minutes to set up. I just know this episode's gonna be
Sorry.
crazy.
We're gonna go with my regular mic. I think that'll work fine.
Okay.
I liked this chapter a lot.
I like
Oh,
this
sorry.
chapter a
Anyway,
lot
no
too.
intro.
No, well, number one, you're right. I like this chapter a lot. Number two, I figure before this meeting ends, we might as well we'll do our little intro.
Oh, true.
um, Welcome back, everyone. We're freaking back. The Twilight ladies are back. Did you miss us?
The summer is over and we are back with a vengeance.
Listen, yeah, the summer's over. That's such a good point. I mean, work is like kicking my butt right now, but I'm sure it will calm down eventually, maybe. I'm Bia,
I'm Katie,
live
live
from
from
New
New
England.
England. It's
It's Twilight
Twilight tonight.
tonight. Oh, oh, oh my God.
Yeah, really had to get into it there.
You,
You know.
I felt like we were in Twilight. That was amazing. Katie.
All right,
Oh,
Miss
oh,
Bia.
Katie.
Oh.
I really said oh because I was just so excited. I wanted to share with the people that since the last episode, I've had a Twilight themed birthday party. We played Twilight Bingo to New
Mm-hmm.
Moon. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was fantastic.
We had a wonderful time. It was unforgettable, and it was the best Twilight themed birthday party I've ever been to.
It was like
So
maybe the best birthday party I've ever had. It was amazing.
I'm so glad. It was awesome.
I'm so glad to hear that. Well, Katie, what Twilight character are you feeling like lately?
I'm kind of feeling Charlie, you know?
Mm.
I feel like I'm kind of tired from my job. I just want to come home and have my daughter make dinner for me and do
Mm.
my laundry
Beer in
and
hand.
do everything. And sometimes I'm just a little confused, like he is. Like, I'm
Mm.
just like, what the fuck's going on, you know? And like, it's just crazy. So I feel like I'm feeling like him, you know? I had the weirdest day at work today. At my job, we
Did
get
the dinosaurs
the
come to
day after.
life?
No, unfortunately not. No,
Would
I
you
wish.
be honest with me? Would you tell me the truth if a night of at the museum type situation happened to you? Would you tell me? Or
Um,
do you have like an NDA?
I plead, I plead the Fifth Amendment. It's not what that
Plead the Fifth Amendment.
means. We are not in a court of law. But anyway, the museum is great. However, we get the day off. The day after Labor Day, we get it off. It's Staff Appreciation Day, which is
Oh,
awesome. But I feel like
okay.
I came back and I was like, oh my God, I have so much to do and I only have 3 days.
Yeah,
I was just complaining. I'm kind of complaining about having a short week, but it was just, I was like, go, go, go all day. And I'm freaking tired. And we just, yeah, I don't know. So I'm feeling like Charlie. I'm coming home from my job and I'm tired. I'm ready to eat a meal and drink a
mm,
cider. I don't like
mm.
beer, so I'm going to drink a
There you go.
cider.
There you
But
go. I had to take the day off on Friday. Um,
mm,
and then we also had Monday off for Labor Day. And I am so busy. I worked like nearly
yeah.
a 12-hour day yesterday. Like,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I
That's awful.
but it's just the beginning of the school year. It's just the growing pains. Like, I know it's going to be
You got
okay.
this. Yeah.
It's there's a reason why you're not allowed to
Three
take
weeks
days
from
off.
now. Yeah, absolutely.
But I had
Absolutely.
to.
But 3 weeks from now, everything's going to feel better and you'll be in your groove.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess that segues great into what Twilight character are you feeling like this week?
Well, Miss Katie, I actually, we will get into it in this chapter, but I'm feeling like Billy. I'm feeling like Billy Black because
Mm,
I just sort of have
mm,
like like I'm looking at people and I've got like these eyes and I'm sort of thinking, take care, Bella, you know, take care.
You got a little bone to pick, just a little bit.
I got a bone to pick. I don't want to honey bone again.
Sitting in my phone.
He
Okay.
mad.
Anyways,
Okay. What's
yeah,
the
I get that.
yams?
I really,
He won't the
I get
fuck.
that.
Okay, 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 okay. Well, shouldn't have made that good of
Enough
a song.
Kendrick. Uh, Enough Kendrick. Back to Edward.
Focus.
So Billy,
Yeah, I feel like
Billy,
Billy. And
and the thing is, I know what you're talking about, and
yeah,
I think that you deserve to feel like Billy,
yeah.
and I think that Billy would hand that person what they have coming to them
Mm, mm, mm,
in a
mm.
biblical way,
In a biblical
in a
way.
spiritual way,
Hmm.
not biblical, spiritual, because Billy is not biblical.
You're right. He's not biblical.
Anyway,
I do think, yeah, but I absolutely, yes, I get what you mean. Thank you. I'm so glad that
biblical in the
you.
non-religious sense.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Like what I was thinking is like when you say Bible,
It's like Bible. It's like tea. It's like Bible. It's like tea.
it's like Bible.
Talking that
It's like
tea,
Bible
talking honey. It's like Bible.
in a biblical sense.
It's like Bible.
It's like
It's Bible.
Bible. It's Bible. Well, as a reminder, last episode, shoot, they just asked each other a bunch of questions. They were just talking. I don't know.
They've been interrogating each other for the last like 4 chapters. I'm kind of sick of it. Let's get to the meat. Like we're like about halfway through now. Let's get to some meat. I'm ready. And I feel like
Show
we
me your
got to
meat,
some more
Edward.
meat.
Exactly.
Show me your meat. No, show me your meat, Stephenie.
Show me the meat. Oh, yeah, they've really just been chatting. And I mean, not to lie, but this is a lot more of the same. But here we go into chapter 12, balancing. Ooh, spoiler alert, Bella did not get on the trapeze.
Sad, sad but true.
Mm,
Um, this was a good chapter. I liked this chapter. I am excited for the next chapter. That's
me
all I have
too.
to say.
Me
Um,
too.
but yeah, do you want to be Billy and Charlie, and I'll be Jacob and Bella?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Billy. He's shouting. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see you behind the
Hmm.
wheel, Jake, he said disapprovingly.
We get permits early on the res, Jacob said while I unlocked the door and flicked on the porch light.
Sure you do. Charlie laughed. Ha ha. And Billy says, I have to get around somehow. I feel like they're gonna sound the same, but that's okay. Bella recognizes Billy's voice, his resonant voice, easily, despite the years. The sound of it made me feel suddenly younger, a child. A child.
I really like that line. I really like that line because I feel like there are some like of my like friends' dads from when I was a kid that like I don't know, it would if I heard their voice, it would bring me back. And I don't know, I like that line a lot. I just like it a lot.
It's just like smells.
Yes. Yes. I know, yes. I know exactly what you mean. Bella goes inside, leaving the door open behind me and turning on lights before I hung up my jacket. Then I stood in the door, watching anxiously as Charlie and Jacob helped Billy out of the car and into his wheelchair. Backed out of the way as the three of them hurried in, shaking off the rain.
This is a surprise, Charlie was saying. I don't know. He has a southern accent. It's been too long, Billy answered. I hope it's not a bad time. His dark eyes flashed up to me again, their expression unreadable. Charlie says, No, it's great. I hope you can stay for the game. Jacob grinned.
I think that's the plan. Our TV broke last week.
So Billy makes a face at Jacob and says, And of course, Jacob was anxious to see Bella again. Jacob scowled and ducked his head while I fought back the surge of remorse. maybe I'd been too convincing on the beach.
Yes, you were, Bella, because you
Yes, you were.
flirted with that poor boy and
Mm-hmm.
made him think he had a chance. Like,
Exactly.
look, but Jacob, not perfect by any means, but Bella, she started it just a little bit.
She 100% started it,
He needed
and she
he
deserves
needed
to
to
feel
end it
bad.
many times. Like he needed, yeah, she deserves to feel bad. I'm glad she has some like self awareness. I feel like we don't get that in the
Mm-hmm.
movies at all. So it's nice to see that she has a little bit of that. Are you hungry? I asked, turning towards the kitchen. I was eager to escape Billy's searching gaze. Nah, we just ate just before we came, Jacob answered. How about you, Charlie? I called over my shoulder as I fled around the corner.
Sure, he replied, his voice moving in the direction of the front room and the TV. I could hear Billy's chair follow. The I for some reason I underlined grilled cheese sandwiches, but I guess it just sounds so good. The grilled cheese sandwiches were in the
Yum.
frying pan, and I was slicing up a tomato when I sensed someone behind me. Ooh.
So, how are things? Jacob asked. Pretty good, I smiled. His enthusiasm was hard to resist. How about you? Did you finish your car? No, he frowned. I still need parts. We borrowed that one. He pointed with his thumb in the direction of the front yard.
This part was so funny to me, and only me specifically, I feel like. But if anyone out there knows a car guy that has been working on a car for real long, then this part resonates with you too. Just wow. I really put a note down that said, "So AJ."
Oh, that's so funny.
And this next line is funny.
So she says, "Sorry, I haven't seen any. What was it you were looking for?" Master cylinder, he grinned. Is something wrong with the truck? He added suddenly. No. Oh, I just wondered because you weren't driving it. I stared down at the pan, pulling up the edge of the sandwich to check the bottom side. I got a ride with a friend. Nice ride, Jacob's voice was admiring. I didn't recognize the driver, though. I thought I knew most of the kids around here.
How did he know that she wasn't driving the truck? Like, are they
Because
driving?
Billy pulled up at the end of the last
Oh, yeah.
chapter and they saw his car driving out.
Oh, okay. Okay, 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 okay. I thought
Yeah.
he meant like for
Because
some
they
reason when I
remember
read that.
Edward.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They like saw each other. For some reason when I read that, I thought that he meant like he saw her like multiple days not driving the truck because she hasn't been driving the truck
Oh
for multiple days, and I was
no.
like, how did he
Oh.
know?
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, so for some I got confused there. Okay, okay, okay. Um
I nodded non-committally, keeping my eyes down as I flipped sandwiches. My dad seemed to know him from somewhere. Jacob, can you hand me some plates? They're in the cupboard over the sink. Sure. He got the plates in silence. I hoped he would let it drop now. So, who was it? He asked, setting two plates on the counter next to me. I sighed in defeat. Edward Cullen.
to my surprise, I glanced up at him. He looked a little embarrassed.
Guess that explains it then. I wonder why my dad was acting so strange. That's right.
I faked an innocent expression.
He doesn't like the Cullens. Superstitious old man. You don't think he'd say anything to Charlie?
Huh. I couldn't help asking. The words came out in a low rush. Jacob stared at me for a moment, and I couldn't read the expression in his eyes.
I doubt it. I think Charlie chewed him out pretty good last time. They haven't spoken much since. Tonight is sort of a reunion, I think. I don't think he'd bring it up again.
What do you think happened between Charlie and Billy?
So I thought that there was a thing that they talked about earlier where maybe after the crash, when Bella got in the crash, I thought that Billy was saying some stuff about Dr. Cullen and they got in a fight about that because Charlie really likes Dr. Cullen and like is like, why would a doctor like that ever be here? Like he's a great doctor. Like
I
please
remember,
appreciate him. Like yeah,
yeah,
something like that.
he was like, I remember like he had like that big speech about Dr. Cullen, and we were like, I think this is the most that Charlie has ever spoken in his life.
I think yeah, I
So
absolutely. So
it must have been like right around that time, like, and he was just like
I think so.
sensitive. Okay, okay.
Hopped up on it.
Hopped up.
Yeah.
Well, she stays in the front of the room and after she carried out the food to Charlie, pretending to watch the game while Jacob chattered at me. Wow. I was really listening to the men's conversation, watching for any sign that Billy was about to rat me out, trying to think of ways to stop him if he began. It was a long night. I had a lot of homework that was going undone, but I was afraid to leave Billy alone with Charlie. Finally, the game ended.
Are you and your friends coming back to the beach soon? I'm not sure.
That was fun, Charlie, Billy said. Come up for the next game, Charlie encouraged. Sure, sure. We'll be here. Have a good night. His eyes shifted to mine, and his smile disappeared. You take care, Bella, he added seriously.
Thanks, I muttered, looking away. I head for the stairs while Charlie waved from the doorway.
Wait, Bella.
I cringed. Had Billy gotten something in before I joined them in the living room? But Charlie was relaxed, still grinning from the unexpected visit.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you tonight. How was your day? Thought that was sweet.
That was sweet. Good. I hesitated with one foot on the first stair, searching for details I could safely share. My badminton team won all 4 games.
Wow, I didn't know you could play badminton.
Well, actually, I can't, but my partner's really good.
Who is it?
Um, Mike Newton.
Oh, yeah. You said you were friends with the Newton kid. He perked up. Nice family. He mused for a minute. Why didn't you ask him to the dance this weekend?
Dad, he's kind of dating my friend Jessica. Besides, I can't dance.
Oh, yeah. Well, he muttered that. Then he smiled at Bella apologetically. So, I guess it's good you'll be gone Saturday. I've made plans to go fishing with the guys from the station. The weather's supposed to be real warm, but if you wanted to put your trip off till someone could go with you, I'd stay home. I know I leave you here alone too much.
Oh, Dad, you're doing a great job. I smiled, hoping my relief didn't show. I've never minded being alone. I'm too much like you. I winked at him, and he smiled his creepily eyed smile.
I'll just note two little things that I think it's so interesting that he says, I know I leave you here alone too much because, like, she's in high school, like, they kind of love being left alone, but it's just so sweet that he sort of views her like, I don't know, really little kid.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I feel like her mom would not necessarily acknowledge that kind of thing in the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know that she still does a lot. Like she's still like cooking and cleaning, but she seems to like that.
Yeah. She likes
I
a
don't know.
routine. She likes to be left
But
alone.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. She just has such an interesting dynamic with both of her parents. So,
Definitely.
so interesting. But yeah. What was your other thing?
Um, I guess it doesn't, I just thought the crinkly eyed smile was so sweet.
I highlighted that as well. I thought it was sweet.
And her saying, Dad, you're doing a great job. Uh, it's sweet.
Yeah, they're so similar.
I slept better that night, too tired to dream again. When I woke to the pearl gray morning, it's pretty, my mood was blissful. The tense evening with Billy and Jacob seemed harmless enough now. I decided to forget it completely. I caught myself whistling while I was putting the front part of my hair back into a barrette, and later again as I skipped down the stairs. Charlie noticed. You're cheerful this morning, he commented over breakfast.
I shrugged. It's Friday. I hurried so I would be ready to go the second Charlie left. I had my bag ready, shoes on, teeth brushed, but even though I rushed to the door as soon as I was sure Charlie would be out of sight, Edward was faster. He was
Wow.
waiting in his shiny car, windows down, engine off. I didn't hesitate this time, climbing in the passenger side quickly, the sooner to see his face. He grinned his crooked smile at me, stopping my breath and my heart. I couldn't imagine how an angel could be any more glorious. There was nothing about him that could be improved upon.
Wow.
So sweet. Like I love this part. It's so sweet. I just feel like this section here where she's like climbing in the passenger seat, like I can picture in my head where she's like giddy, she's so like, oh hi. But my like thought is like, boom, why aren't they kissing? Like why aren't they giving a little smooch, you know? Because I feel like that would be my instinct. But also they're in high school, so like they're both nervous. Well, he's like 700 years old or 100 years old. But like, I guess I just feel like now as an adult, I would like if I was like, with my boyfriend, that when I'm excited to see him, like I give him a little smooch. But I 16-year-old Katie's perspective, and like I was dating this dude for a while and we were both terrified to kiss each other and we never kissed. Like we went on like 5 dates and we never kissed. So it like, hey, don't look at me like that. I
No,
was a nervous Nelly in high school, but I feel like I shit for very long. I'm like, damn, why aren't they just going like give each other a little peck? But then I think about me when I was 16 and like I was just so scared to do that. Like I was so
yeah.
nervous, you know. So it's just sweet. I do like that Stephenie. Sometimes I'm like, this is silly as fuck, but sometimes I'm like, this is a nice, like, honest, like, true, like, high school moment a little bit, you know?
Absolutely. It's good to hear your perspective, and that's why it wasn't even like, oh my God, you never like kissed your boyfriend. It was more like, oh, like that's a completely valid, like, not to say valid, but like,
I know
but like,
I hate to say that.
you're valid for not kissing your boyfriend.
Valid queen,
Mm,
valid.
Bible. Um, but truly, like, the way that she's acting and not kissing him, it's so like crushed that we haven't told each other that we like each other, but it's pretty obvious that we like each other. And like we haven't, and it's not even like, yeah, it just feels like a crush that has yet to be defined, but they've
They
defined it.
they kind of have that's why I do feel like it's still like a little bit weird maybe.
Mm,
But also I get it because like this guy that I went on a couple dates with, it was clear we liked each other, but like maybe I don't know. Like I guess in high school you're so unsure of everything.
yeah.
And I know Edward maybe isn't, but he's unsure because he can read everyone's mind, but he can't read hers. So he is unsure, even though he's not a high schooler anymore. But like she's just so nervous. So I don't know. I liked this moment. It made me think, and I feel like it just made me think.
Mm.
But yeah, she's a sweetie. She said there was nothing about him that could be improved upon.
How did you sleep? He asked. I wondered if he had any idea how appealing his voice was.
Fine. How was your night?
Pleasant. His smile was amused. I felt like I was missing an inside joke. And I wrote Midnight Sun there.
Oh, doesn't she already know that he doesn't sleep though, or is that later? I thought she already knew that. That might be
On
later.
I I read into this as if like he's saying pleasant and he's got this like little smile because he was watching her, and like that's his little inside
Oh,
joke.
you are exactly right. You are exactly right. I just was like, oh, it's because he doesn't sleep, but no, you're absolutely right. That's got to be what it is.
When we read Midnight Sun, eventually someday out there, we'll know exactly why. And we'll come back to episode 12.
Oh my
Uh,
God, that's gonna be scary. We're gonna be like 37. I'm gonna have like a kid or something.
that's awesome. I hope so.
Oh, sweet.
Uh,
Okay. Anyway, can I ask what you did?
no, he grinned. Today is still mine. He wanted to know about people today. More about Renee, her hobbies, what we'd done in our free time together, and then the one grandmother I'd known, my few school friends. Embarrassing me when he asked about boys I'd dated. I was relieved when I was relieved that I'd never really dated anyone, so that particular conversation didn't last long. He seemed as surprised as Jessica and Angela about my lack of romantic history. So you never met anyone you wanted? He asked in a serious tone that made me wonder what he was thinking about.
I was grudgingly honest. Not in Phoenix. His lips pressed together into a hard line. We were in the cafeteria at this point. The day had sped by in a blur that was rapidly becoming routine. I took advantage of the brief pause to take a bite of my bagel.
I should have let you drive yourself today, he announced, apropos of nothing, while I chewed.
Why?
I'm leaving with Alice after lunch.
Oh, I blinked, bewildered and disappointed. That's okay. It's not that far of a walk.
Hmm. He frowned impatiently. I'm not going to make you walk home. We'll go get your truck and leave it there for you.
I don't have my key with me. I really don't mind walking. What I minded was losing my time with him.
Oh. He shook his head and said, your truck will be here, and the key will be in the ignition. Unless you're afraid someone might steal it.
Uh, okay. All right, I agreed, pursing my lips. I was pretty sure my key was in the pocket of a pair of jeans I wore Wednesday, under a pile of clothes in the laundry room. Even if he broke into my house or whatever he was planning, he'd never find it. He seemed to feel the challenge in my consent. What? Oh, oh, oh. He seemed to feel the challenge in my consent. He smirked, overconfident.
Just a weird
So where are
sentence,
you
though.
going?
Sorry,
Sorry,
I was
that
with
really
you. No,
confused me. I was,
I think, yeah, I
what is
think,
she talking about? But she probably was like, all right, like
yeah.
not it's just weird sentence. Anyway, so where are you going? I asked as casually as I could manage.
Hunting, he answered grimly. If I'm gonna be alone with you tomorrow, I'm going to take whatever precautions I can. His face grew morose and pleading. You can always cancel.
I looked down, afraid of the persuasive power of his eyes. I refused to be convinced to fear him, no matter how real the danger might be. It doesn't matter, I repeated in my head. No, I whispered, glancing back at his face. I can't.
Hmm. Perhaps you're right, he murmured bleakly. His eyes seemed to darken in color as I watched. Whoa. I changed the subject.
What time will I see you tomorrow? I asked, already depressed by the thought of him leaving now.
That depends. It's a Saturday. Don't you want to sleep in?
No, I answered too fast. He restrained a smile.
Same time as usual, then? He decided. Will Charlie be there?
No, he's fishing tomorrow. I beamed at the memory of how conveniently things had worked out.
His voice turned sharp. And if you don't come home, what will he think?
I have no idea. He knows I've been meaning to do the laundry. Maybe he'll think I fell in the washer.
He scowled at me, and I scowled back. His anger was much more impressive than mine.
I liked that bit,
Mm-hmm.
that line there. I feel like it's kind of flirty,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it. I don't know. I like it. I like when they freaking flirt like normal people.
Yeah.
So she asks, "What are you hunting tonight?"
Whatever we find in the park. We aren't going far. He seemed bemused by my casual reference to his secret realities.
Why are you going with Alice? I wondered.
Alice is the most supportive. He frowned as he spoke.
And the others? I asked timidly. What are they?
His brows puckered for a brief moment, incredulous for the most part. I peered quickly behind me at his family. They sat staring off in different directions, exactly the same as the first time I'd seen them. Only now they were four. Their beautiful, bronze haired brother sat across from me, his golden eyes troubled.
They don't like me, I guess.
That's not it, he disagreed, but his eyes were too innocent. They don't understand why I can't leave you alone.
Neither do I, for that matter. She loves to like be mean to herself. She loves a little fish for a compliment. I don't think she's always fishing, but sometimes I'm like,
Right?
okay, Bella, we you think that you're the worst person alive. Like, I don't know. She's
Yeah,
16. I gotta cut her some slack. You know, she does it so much of this chapter. I think I just got like put downed out. I was like, dang, okay, love yourself a little bit.
right?
Anyway,
Let's practice self love. MS. Okay. Edward shook his head slowly, rolling.
sorry.
Edward shook his head slowly, rolling his eyes toward the ceiling before he met my gaze again. I told you. I told you. You don't see yourself clearly at all. You're not like anyone I've ever known. You fascinate me.
But like, are we seeing the same Bella? Like, she is just a girl. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and this is a problem I have in so many books. Like, sometimes I cannot read like YA novels or like even just like romance novels because the main character is always like the most perfect person in the entire world and her beauty. Oh, every guy just loves her and oh my God. Oh, and she's just the best. I when books do that, I cannot fucking stand it. It doesn't make me like it doesn't I don't put myself in their
Mm,
position where I'm like, oh, I'm this real I just hate her. I'm just like, I don't like this main character because no one is perfect. No one is like that. Like it and I just it's so sweet of him and I love it because it's so romantic, but sometimes I just hate when books like perpetuate this like, oh, it's the perfect girl. I don't know, perfect woman. Whatever. But yeah. So it's a little contradictory, but there's my rant.
yeah, I agree with you. That is, I mean, I thought it was sweet because I'm like, oh, she's so he's making her feel good. But I completely like, yeah, she is just like a girl. I mean, like she listens to CDs and she doesn't like shopping. So she's a little different.
A little different. You're right. It is sweet. Ultimately, it's like so sweet. And if a guy said this to me, like I would be smitten, you know? So I get it. I get why it's there. It's more just like my beef with books in general.
She says, I glared at him, sure he was teasing now. He smiled as he deciphered my expression. Having the advantages I do, he murmured, touching his forehead discreetly. You know. uh, I have a better than average grasp on human nature. People are predictable, but you never do what I expect. You always take me by surprise.
I looked away, my eyes wandering back to his family, embarrassed and dissatisfied. His words made me feel like a science experiment. I wanted to laugh at myself for expecting anything else.
That part is easy enough to explain, he continued. I felt his eyes on my face, but I couldn't look at him yet, afraid he might read the chagrin in my eyes. But there's more, and it's not so easy to put into words.
I was still staring at the Cullens while he spoke. Suddenly, Rosalie, his blonde and breathtaking sister, turned to look at me. No, not to look, to glare, with dark, cold eyes. I wanted to look away, but her gaze held me until Edward broke off mid sentence and made an angry noise under his breath. It was almost a hiss. Rosalie turned her head, and I was relieved to be free. I looked back at Edward, and I knew he could see the confusion and fear that widened my eyes. So like is that her that's like her power, right? Like her she's so beautiful that like she has like control a little bit. I guess I don't really know her power.
Okay, I want to look it up now because I'm wondering.
Yeah. Like, what else could it be? If she's like so captivated that Edward had to like break her out of it. But also, she's supposed to be like immune to the gifts, right?
So,
Bella,
yeah,
right?
Bella is immune to the gifts, and I guess Rosalie just has strength and speed, like nothing. She doesn't have. She is very beautiful, and that I guess is part of her
Hmm.
gift. But sort of like Emmett doesn't really have anything. He's just like really strong
He's just like super strong.
and
Okay, yeah,
sexy.
that makes sense. Okay, so she's just like a breathtaking woman who Bella couldn't look away from.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
His face was tight as he explained. I'm sorry about that. She's just worried. You see, it's dangerous for more than just me if, after spending so much time with you so publicly, he looked down.
If
If this ends badly. And I wanted to know that I feel like in the movie she says, if this ends badly, if I become the meal. Like when she meets his parents.
Oh, yes. Yes. There is absolutely at some point. It's not a new moon, is it?
No, I think
No,
it's
I
in
feel like it's
Twilight
in
when she's meeting
Twilight.
them for the first
When she,
time.
okay,
Yeah, and Rosalie
you're
is
right. And
like,
there's
you
like
know
that
what could
awkward,
happen.
like
Yeah.
make her mood and it's kind of awkward. And Rosalie's so pissed because she already ate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think you're right. He dropped his head into his hands as he had that night in Port Angeles. His anguish was plain. I yearned to comfort him, but I was at a loss to know how. My hand reached towards him involuntarily. Sorry. My hand reached towards him involuntarily. Quickly, though, I dropped it to the table, fearing that my touch would only make things worse. I
That's so
realized slowly
sad.
that his words should frighten me. I know. They'll get there. They'll get there. I realized slowly that his words should frighten me. I waited for that fear to come, but all I could seem to feel was an ache for his pain and frustration. Frustration that Rosalie had interrupted whatever he was about to say. I didn't know how to bring it up again. He still had his head in his hands. I tried to speak in a normal voice. And you have to leave now?
Yes. He raised his face. It was serious for a moment, and then his mood shifted and he smiled. It's probably for the best. We still have 15 minutes of that wretched movie left to endure in biology. I don't think I could take any more. I stared. Alice, her short, inky hair in a halo of spiky disarray around her exquisite elfin face, was suddenly standing behind his shoulder. Her slight frame was willowy, graceful even in absolute stillness. He greeted her without looking away from me. Alice,
Edward?
she answered, her high soprano voice almost as attractive as his. Alice, Bella, Bella, Alice. He introduced us,
Hello, Bella.
she said. And
It's nice to finally meet you.
and Edward looks at her, I guess. I don't know. He flashes a dark look at her.
Hi,
Mm,
Alice. I murmured shyly. Murmured.
Are you ready?
she asked him. His voice was aloof. Nearly. I'll meet you in the car. She left without another word. Her walk was so fluid, so sinuous that I felt a sharp pang of jealousy.
Sorry, should I say have fun? Or is that the wrong sentiment? I asked, turning back to him.
I thought that was such a funny.
That
She's so
is
silly
funny.
for that. And he says, "No, have fun works as well as anything."
Have fun then. I worked to sound wholehearted. Of course, I didn't fool him.
I'll try. He grinned. And you try to be safe, please.
Safe and forks. What a challenge.
For you, it is a challenge. His jaw hardened. Promise.
I promise to try to be safe, I recited. I'll do the laundry tonight. That ought to be fraught with peril.
Don't fall in, he mocked.
I'll do my best. Okay, they're so flirty. I love it.
They're cute. I like it. And she
I'll see you tomorrow.
and he says, "It seems like a long time to you, doesn't it?" He mused. "I'll be there in the morning," he promised, smiling his crooked smile. He reached across the table to touch my face, lightly brushing along my cheekbone again, and then he turned and walked away. And I said, "This is almost a proper goodbye." He said, "I'll see you tomorrow." He brushed her, and I guess, yeah, turned and walked away. Like
You're
it.
right. They're so close. There's some touch in there now. Some intimacy.
uh, and
Oh,
she stares at him until he was gone. I was sorely tempted to ditch the rest of the day, at the very least, Jim, but a warning instinct stopped me. I knew that if I disappeared now, Mike and others would assume I was with Edward, and Edward was worried about the time we'd spent together publicly, if things went wrong. I refused to dwell on that last thought, concentrating instead on making things safer for him. Very interesting that she says for him at the end, like safer for him, because she would be the victim.
Yeah, she doesn't give a fuck about herself. It is kind of sad. Like, I feel like even we get moments of Edward being like, girl, like, why aren't you worried? Why are you thinking about me? So I don't know, I definitely think it shows how unhealthily I feel like they viewed each other. Like
Yeah.
she's 16, she is obsessed with this guy. She knows this big secret and she wants to protect him, which I understand. I I get like in a putting myself in her shoes way, I feel like I get where she's coming from. It's like, she doesn't want the secret to be revealed because that's been a stressor of like if this secret gets out, we're screwed. But yeah, she has no sense of like, what is the word? Self-preservation.
Yeah. You know the Lana Del Rey song, "If he's a serial killer, then what's the worst that could happen to a girl who's already hurt?" That's not the name of the song, but
No, that's literally that perfectly applies here, that line. That's
it's,
crazy.
yeah. Lana Del Rey knows it all. Wait, what if all of Lana's songs are about Twilight? Anyway.
I intuitively knew, and sensed he did too, that tomorrow would be pivotal. Our relationship couldn't continue to balance, as it did, on the point of a knife. We would fall off one edge or the other, depending entirely upon his decision or his instincts. My decision was made before I'd ever consciously chosen, and I was committed to seeing it through. Because there was nothing more terrifying to me, more excruciating than the thought of turning away from him. It was an impossibility. So yeah, she's intense.
Yeah, I underlined a lot of, like, she didn't consciously choose it. It's terrifying, excruciating, and impossible for them to be apart.
Those are powerful words. And like, they haven't even kissed.
We don't
Like,
even know if he's good in bed.
not even that. They have barely held hands.
She
Have
can't
they hugged?
touch him. No.
I know, but like it's just so funny. It's like, oh my God. It is, yeah, so intense.
Yeah. Wow. She says she goes to class feeling dutiful. I couldn't honestly say what happened in biology. My mind was too preoccupied with thoughts of tomorrow, understandably. In gym, Mike was speaking to me again, and he wished me a good time in Seattle. I carefully explained that I'd cancel my trip, worrying about the truck. And then we get into a little thing with Mike. "Are you going to the dance with Cullen?" he asked, suddenly sulky.
No, I'm not going to the dance at all.
What are you doing then? He was too interested.
My natural urge was to tell him to butt out. Instead, I lied brightly. Laundry, and then I have to study for the trig test, or I'm going to fail.
Is Cullen helping you study?
Edward is not going to help me study. He's gone away somewhere for the weekend. The lies came more naturally than usual, I noted with surprise.
Oh, he perked up. You know, you could come to the dance with our group anyway. That would be cool. We'd all dance with you. I have a little note here that just says annoying.
Yeah, literally. Dude, shut up. The mental image of Jessica's face made my tone sharper than necessary. I'm not going to the dance, Mike, okay?
Fine. He sulked again. I was just offering. Which just is just such a nice guy. I was just
Shut up,
offering.
Mike.
I didn't even
I was checking.
I just was like, we would all dance with you. It's not that I'm just
Like, Jessica wouldn't even care. Just calm down. It's okay.
you're her
What
friend
do you
too.
mean?
She would want to dance with you.
When that O that you said when you went, oh, that was good. That was so good. Okay. Um, when the school day had finally ended, I walked to the parking lot without enthusiasm. I did not especially want to walk home, but I couldn't see how he would have retrieved my truck. Then again, I was starting to believe that nothing was impossible for him. The latter instinct proved correct. My truck sat in the same space he'd parked his Volvo in this morning. I shook my head incredulous as I opened the unlocked door and saw the key in the ignition. There was a piece of white paper folded on my seat. I got in and closed the door before I unfolded it. Two words were written in his elegant script. Be safe.
Okay. First of all, very useful. He's a very useful guy. I saw a video
Useful
today.
is so sorry, that's such a funny adjective to describe someone as. He's so useful. Sorry,
Well,
continue.
I saw a
Right.
video today that was like, she said, if a guy's not remodeling my house, then why is he here? Um, and yeah, useful. And also, in the book, this is the first time that we're seeing his handwriting.
That's true.
The sound of the truck roaring to life frightened me. I laughed at myself. When I got home, the handle of the door was locked, the deadbolt unlocked, just as I'd left it this morning. Inside, I went straight to the laundry room. It looked just the same as I'd left it, too. I dug for my jeans and, after finding them, checked the pockets. Empty. I mean, why the fuck would she check the pockets? She just drove home. What do you mean, empty?
Yeah, I
They're
don't know
empty.
what she's like. Come on, girl.
Maybe I'd hung up the key after all, I thought, shaking my head. SMH.
SMH. For the longest time, when I was in like middle school, I did not know that SMH stood for like shaking my head. I thought it was like a sound effect, like a like a I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but
I like it.
I Urban Dictionary'd it at some point.
Smart girl.
Anyway. Following the same instinct that had prompted me to lie to Mike, I called Jessica on the pretense of wishing her luck at the dance. When she offered the same wish for my day with Edward, I told her about the cancellation. She was more disappointed than really necessary for a third-party observer to be. I said goodbye quickly after that. Girl, she's your friend. She's allowed to be invested in this relationship with this mysterious ass guy. I didn't like that little comment that Bella made. I'm just like, she's your friend and you called her. Like you're the one that reached out to her. I don't know. Bella's such a little like I'm like, no wonder you didn't have a lot of friends in Phoenix. No,
She's
girl.
weird. The fact that she reaches out to her, I don't think her intention or her pretense was wishing her luck at the dance. It was trying to tell her about the cancellation. And I don't know, I don't understand why she's doing all this cancellation stuff because
Well, it's literally to protect Edward.
he-
Sh- This
yeah.
part, the thing with Mike, I understand a little bit because they were like having a conversation. She called Jessica, I think basically, like I think the thing about the dance was her excuse to call Jessica,
Jessica.
Jessica, just so that she could say, "Hey, yeah, no, I'm not hanging out with Edward anymore."
What a
She's fucking
weirdo.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, she's crazy.
Charlie was absent-minded at dinner, worried over something at work, I guessed, or maybe a basketball game, or maybe he was just really enjoying the lasagna. It was hard to tell with Charlie.
You know, Dad, I began breaking into his reverie.
What's that, Belle?
I think you're right about Seattle. I think I'll wait until Jessica or someone else can go with me.
Oh, he said, surprised. Oh, okay. Do you want me to stay home?
No, Dad, don't change your plans. I've got a million things to do. Homework, laundry. I need to go out to the library and the grocery store. I'll be in and out all day. You go and have fun.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, Dad. Besides, the freezer is getting dangerously low on fish. We're down to 2, maybe 3 year supply.
That's funny. I guess like when I was reading this, like I have so many notes about like why the fuck is she telling everybody that she's canceling the plans? Because like she doesn't trust him. I guess like she thinks that Edward is gonna just fucking kill her and like they would like because to me I was just like why not just like keep the plan and like you'll be safe and like oh no it because like Charlie didn't even know that she was gonna go alone. So now it's like a whole
He knows
or
nothing
she
about the Edward thing. Yeah,
yeah.
like I don't know why.
That's
Well,
what
I
I meant
guess
to say.
because they no, yeah, I guess because they're not going to Seattle anymore, right?
Yeah, but she's gonna be hanging out with him all day. Like she's not gonna be doing fucking laundry and like whatever she keeps talking about. Like she
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't just keep her Seattle plans. I guess because she told her friends that Edward was going.
yeah.
But she wants all of the like people to still know that she's not going to Seattle, I guess. I don't know. I,
That's
she's
really what troubled me during this
she's making
chapter.
a dumb decisions clearly, and we get later we'll discuss at the end because there's something else that happens in regards to this that I think,
Mm.
yeah. But anyway, so she says we're down to a 2, maybe 3 year supply.
You're sure easy to live with, Bella. He smiled.
I could say the same thing about you, I said, laughing. The sound of my laughter was off, but he didn't seem to notice. I felt so guilty for deceiving him that I almost took Edward's advice and told him where I would be. Almost.
Hmm. After dinner, I folded clothes and moved another load through the dryer. Okay. Unfortunately, it was the kind of job that only keeps hands busy. My mind definitely had too much free time, and it was getting out of control. I fluctuated between anticipation so intense that it was very nearly pain and an insidious fear that picked at my resolve. I had to keep reminding myself I'd made my choice and I wasn't going back on it. She pulls out the note out of her pocket more often than necessary to absorb the two small words he'd written. He wants me to be safe, I told myself again and again. I would just hold on to the faith that, in the end, that desire would win out over the others. And what was my other choice? To cut him out of my life? Intolerable. Besides, since I'd come to Forks, it really seemed like my life was about him.
This this feels very similar to the last very intense
Mhm.
like little paragraph. I just feel like some of it, this insidious fear.
I underlined that.
Like I understand the anticipation, the first part, and the anticipation so intense that it was very nearly pain. While that is intense, I do feel like the anticipation before like a first date or something is it does make you feel crazy. Like
Mhm.
that understand. I feel like you shouldn't be scared. Insidious fear makes me like think of like demons and ghosts and like the devil,
The little
like
boy
I don't
running around the house.
literally. So I don't know. I just that really piqued my curiosity, one might say.
Mm.
But yeah. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah. I don't love the last sentence where she says that her life is about him. Um, Obviously, she's just, she's probably being a little bit dramatic here, even to herself, but
But
I don't
like
know.
as we know, like we know the future of this relationship and they are so codependent.
Yeah.
She's obsessed with him and so reliant on him. It's scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
A tiny voice in the back of my mind worried, wondering if it would hurt very much if it ended badly. I was relieved when it was late enough to be acceptable for bedtime.
Hmm.
I knew I was far too stressed to sleep, so I did something I'd never done before. I deliberately took unnecessary cold medicine, the kind that knocked me out for a good 8 hours. I normally wouldn't condone that type of behavior in myself, but tomorrow would be complicated enough without me being loopy from sleep deprivation on top of everything else. While I waited for the drugs to kick in, I dried my clean hair till it was impeccably straight and fussed over what I would wear tomorrow. With everything ready for the morning, I finally lay in my bed. I felt hyper. I couldn't stop twitching. I got up and rifled through my shoebox of CDs until I found a collection of Chopin's Nocturnes. I put that on very quietly and then lay down again, concentrating on relaxing individual parts of my body. Somewhere in the middle of that exercise, the cold pills took effect, and I gladly sank into unconsciousness.
Bella's year of rest and relaxation.
That is hilarious. Um, the way that she is talking about taking some fucking Benadryl to
Can't
go to
take
sleep,
you
or
anywhere,
some
Bella.
fucking Mucinex MD, like whatever the fuck, PM, Mucinex, whatever the fucking,
NyQuil
like,
PM.
NyQuil P, like, come on. Is so, she is so funny. I normally wouldn't condone that type of behavior in myself. While I waited for the drugs to kick in. I don't know. She's just so funny. This was so clearly written by like a 23-year-old, 24-year-old Mormon, fucking Stephenie Meyer, who
I would
has
never do
never
this.
smoked a joint in her life, who has never taken a shot, who has never, I guess those are the ones that
I
people
know,
to
right?
do.
I wonder so much what this series would be if it wasn't written by Mormon.
I don't think this series would have. I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have done as well because I feel like
No.
you probably have like the whole point of this is the anticipation and the lead up. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? They like. I think of just like even like TV shows that have like like The Office or something. They lead up to that goddamn relationship with Jim and Pam for like 4 fucking seasons or something. Like people
Yeah.
love that shit. So
You're so
I
right.
it's so funny to look back on, especially as an adult. I'm like, damn girl, it's just some cold medicine. Like, chill the fuck out. But also, she's 16, she's Bella. She doesn't do that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, it's endearing, but it made me giggle very hard when I read this.
That was very funny. I also thought it was really cute. She's like, "Oh, what should I wear tomorrow?" And she's going to bed feeling hyper and straightening her hair. Yeah, just so cute.
I I agree. I feel like we don't get touches of like her like girliness sometimes, but I don't know. I like the maybe not girliness, but her like care and attention for that kind of thing.
Yeah. I woke up early, having slept soundly and dreamlessly thanks to my gratuitous drug use. Ah. Though I was well rested, I slipped right back into the same hectic frenzy from the night before. I dressed in a rush, smoothing my collar against my neck. Okay, so she's wearing a collared shirt. Uh, Fidgeting with the tan sweater until it hung right over my jeans. What? Okay. I sneaked a swift look out the window to see that Charlie was already gone. A thin, cottony layer of clouds veiled the sky. They didn't look very lasting.
So when I think the fidgeting with my tan sweater till it hung right over my jeans, I'm gonna stand up and try to show you what I'm
Mm,
imagining.
mm.
But think early 2000s, tunics were kind of in, like long sweaters,
Mm.
especially on a girl like Bella. Okay. I'm thinking of her with her little cuffs over her sleeves, kind of Ariana Grande-esque. And the sweater is kind of asymmetrical, so she's trying to like get it like I don't know. I have a really clear picture
No.
in my head, and I'm not like saying it
I
right.
love that visual that like do you think she has an asymmetrical sweater on?
Well, I don't know. I just have a very like
Or it's
in
like
my
it's
head,
being
like,
stretched out to be
or even
perfect.
like maybe she's trying to make it like a little like cool, like I don't
Oh
know. I
yes, like
just
tucking in one side and then trying to
yeah,
tuck in
or
all
like trying
around and then like another side and
I'm just thinking of like it being she's wearing low-rise jeans,
mm.
but the sweater is just like a little bit longer. It's like kind of like coat, like I don't know. I'll have to make up like a Pinterest like mood board of it. What do they used to call them? They're in like the fucking One Direction Instagram. They used to be like a name for like outfit checks. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. That's
Well,
what I picture with that.
I love it. I ate breakfast without tasting the food, hurrying to clean up when I was done. I peeked out the window again, but nothing had changed. I had just finished brushing my teeth and was heading back downstairs when a quiet knock sent my heart thudding against my rib cage. So cute. I flew to the door. I had a little trouble with the simple deadbolt, but I yanked the door open at last, and there he was. All the agitation dissolved as soon as I looked at his face, calm taking its place. I breathed a sigh of relief. Yesterday's fears seemed very foolish with him here.
Yesterday's fears seem very foolish with him here.
So foolish.
This is really sweet. All her insidious fear, it makes me feel all like I like that line. All the agitation dissolved as soon as I looked at his face, calm taking its place. That's awesome. Like that's exactly what you want. So at the very least, like I'm glad that that like nervousness and that fear, I'm glad that it wasn't like persisting at the very least. But
Yeah.
it's sweet. It's very sweet. He wasn't smiling at first. His face was somber, but then his expression lightened as he looked me over and he laughed.
Haha. Good morning. Haha.
What's wrong? I glanced down to make sure I hadn't forgotten anything important, like shoes or pants.
We match. Haha.
I realized he had a long, light tan sweater on with a white collar showing underneath and blue jeans. I
Oh.
laughed with him, hiding a secret twinge of regret. Why did he have to look like a Renwine model while I couldn't? Girl, because he's a male model and you look like a little boy. I'm just kidding. Cut that out. Cut that out.
uh,
I'm kidding. I love Kristen Stewart. She's so hot. I love her. Please.
have
Um,
you ever showed up on a date and you were matching with your date? I've had that happen.
have you really? Me and Charlie match sometimes, but in like a casual way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that ever happened to me. I was wearing some weird shit when I was like going on dates. Like I had some weird pants going on.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, but that's funny. I feel like that is like a great icebreaker.
It was so funny. We were wearing the same shoes and like jeans and like some I don't remember what the shirt was, but it must have been so similar that I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what
That's
the heck?"
crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, um uh, I locked the door behind me while he walked to the truck. He waited by the passenger door with a martyred expression that was easy to understand.
We made a deal, I reminded him smugly, climbing into the driver's seat and reaching over to unlock his door. Where to?
Put your seatbelt on. I'm nervous already.
I gave him a dirty look as I complied. Where to?
Take the 101 north, he ordered.
It was surprisingly difficult to concentrate on the road while feeling his gaze on my face. I compensated by driving more carefully than usual through the still sleeping town.
What time do you think it is? Because Charlie's already, I mean, you go fishing pretty early, so.
He probably left at like 4 in the morning, so they're probably leaving at like 6.
Oh my gosh.
The fishies come out in like the or like as right as the sun is rising,
Mm.
so yeah.
The fishies.
The fishies.
Were you planning to make it out of Forks before nightfall?
This truck is old enough to be your car's grandfather. Have some respect.
We were soon out of the town limits, despite his negativity. Thick underbrush and green swathed trunks replaced the lawns and houses. Turn right on the 110.
Now we drive until the pavement ends. I could hear a smile in his voice, but I was too afraid of driving off the road and proving him right to look over and be sure. And what's there at the pavement's end? I wondered.
A trail.
We're hiking? Thank goodness I'd worn tennis shoes.
Is that a problem? He sounded as if he'd expected as much.
No. I tried to make the lie sound confident, but if he thought my truck was slow.
Don't worry, it's only 5 miles or so, and we're in no hurry. That's too long for me.
If I go on a date with someone and they're like, oh, it's gonna be so fun, whereas they hype it up and they take me on a 5-mile hike, I'd be pissed. And they didn't tell me to like wear athleisure. I'd be so mad.
Right?
5 miles. I didn't answer so that he wouldn't hear my voice crack in panic. 5 miles of treacherous roots and loose stones trying to twist my ankles or otherwise incapacitate me. This was going to be humiliating. Clumsy Bella alert.
I wrote next to the paragraph CB, Clumsy Bella.
CB. That's so funny.
We drove in silence for a while as I contemplated the coming horror. What are you thinking? He asked impatiently after a few moments.
Just wondering where we're going.
It's a place I like to go when the weather is nice. We both glanced out the windows at the thinning clouds after he spoke.
Charlie said it would be warm today.
And did you tell Charlie what you were up to?
Nope.
But Jessica thinks we're going to Seattle together? He seemed cheered by the idea.
No, I told her you canceled on me, which is true.
No one knows you're with me? Angrily now.
That depends. I assume you told Alice?
That's very helpful, Bella.
I pretended I didn't hear that.
Are you so depressed by Forks that it's made you suicidal? He demanded when I ignored him.
You said it might cause trouble for you, us being together so publicly.
So you're worried about the trouble it might cause me if you don't come home? His voice was still angry and bitingly sarcastic.
I nodded, keeping my eyes on the road. He muttered something under his breath, speaking so quickly that I couldn't understand. We were silent for the rest of the drive. I could feel the waves of infuriated disapproval rolling off of him, and I could think of nothing to say. And then the road ended, constricting to a thin foot trail with a small wooden marker. I parked on the narrow shoulder and stepped out, afraid because he was angry with me, and I didn't have driving as an excuse not to look at him anymore. It was warm now, warmer than it had been in Forks since the day I'd arrived, almost muggy under the clouds. I pulled off my sweater and knotted it around my waist, glad I'd worn the light, sleeveless shirt, especially if I had 5 miles of hiking ahead of me.
Damn, she's got 3 layers on?
That was crazy. I don't want to say I like that he got a little pissy with her, but I guess I don't love how he handled it, but I do think it's good that he's like, dude, what is your problem? Like, why did you do that? Like, she went out of her way to do that. And
Exactly.
I don't know. I like that he cares about her safety.
Yeah.
Thank
And
God.
we're like, I felt like he was on the same page that I was as the reader of like, why is she doing this? She took her shirt off. I heard his door slam and looked over to see that he'd remove his sweater too. Take your shirt off. I'm sorry. He was facing away from me into the unbroken forest behind my truck. This way, he said, glancing over his shoulder at me, eyes still annoyed. He stared into the dark forest.
The trail? Panic was clear in my voice as I hurried around the truck to catch up to him.
I said there was a trail at the end of the road, not that we were trekking, not that we were taking it.
No trail?
I asked desperately. I won't let you get lost. He turned then, with a mocking smile, and I stifled a gasp. His white shirt was sleeveless, and he wore it unbuttoned, so that the smooth white skin of his throat flowed uninterrupted over the marble contours of his chest. His perfect musculature no longer merely hinted at behind concealing clothes. No longer merely hinted at behind concealing clothes.
That's a weird ass sentence.
He was too perfect, I realized, with a piercing stab of despair. There was no way this godlike creature could be meant for me.
Her in this like idealization of him, or this like she puts him on a damn pedestal. I don't know, it just like drives me a bit crazy. Because I'm just like, girl, I know he is an otherworldly creature, I guess. Like, he's also like a high school boy. I don't know. The comparison, I feel like that cannot be great to really think that your like significant other is like way out of your league. I feel like that can't be like
Yeah.
a good mindset. But whatever. What else?
He stared at me, bewildered by my tortured expression. Do you want to go home? He said quietly, a different pain than mine saturating his voice.
No. I walked forward till I was close behind him, anxious not to waste 1 second of whatever time I might have with him.
What's wrong? He asked, his voice gentle.
I'm not a good hiker, I answered dully. You'll have to be very patient.
I can be patient if I make great effort. He smiled, holding my glance, trying to lift me out of my sudden, unexplained dejection.
I tried to smile back, but the smile was unconvincing. He scrutinized my face.
I'll take you home, he promised. I couldn't tell if the promise was unconditional or restricted to an immediate departure. I knew he thought it was fear that upset me, and I was grateful again that I was the one person whose mind he couldn't hear.
If you want me to hack 5 miles through the jungle before sundown, you better start leading the way, I said acidly. He frowned at me, struggling to understand my tone and expression.
He gave up after a moment and led the way into the forest.
I also don't know why he's like so confused. Like she just said she's not a good hiker. Like I don't know why he's so damn confused. I guess because like I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's like that feels like a pretty straightforward conversation here. Like sh I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't as hard as I had feared. The way was mostly flat, and he held the damp ferns and webs of moss aside for me.
Oh.
That is sweet. When his straight path took us over fallen trees or boulders, he would help me, lifting me by the elbow and then releasing me instantly when I was clear. His cold touch on my skin never failed to make my heart thud erratically. Twice, when that happened, I caught a look on his face that made me sure he could somehow hear it. Girl, he probably can. He's a vampire. He probably can hear your blood rushing through your veins and your heart going.
Oh my god. Wow.
I heard a really horrible theory online
Oh
that, um, and you can cut this out if you want because it's kind of gross,
my
but
god.
that all of the Cullens can hear, like all vampires can hear like everyone's like bodily functions. Like they can hear the food like digesting and like the poop like settling in your like poop cavity. I don't know what it's called. But
Why is
or
this
like
thing?
if she's like going to the bathroom in their home, like they can all hear it. Like I don't know. Isn't that awful? I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just horrified by that. So I had to share it along with you as well.
Oh
So,
my god. Don't worry, I'm
Okay.
not cutting that out. Everyone's gonna hear that.
We also it was that lovely I feel like I don't want to say I want to credit, but it was that lovely woman. I do not remember her name.
Oh,
You
from
know who I'm
Boston though,
yes,
yeah, I know
the
the Twilight
Twilight
lady.
the Twilight, everyone will know who I'm talking about. She's
Yeah.
great. I love her. I'm pretty sure it was her who she was talking about it and I was like horrified by it.
That makes sense because they can hear your heart, they can hear your blood. Why wouldn't they be able to hear anything
Oh,
else?
why wouldn't they be able to hear your stomach like breaking up that bagel you ate? Like, I don't know.
They probably just heard that too.
Absolutely.
Well,
So, okay. Sorry, that's kind of gross. But anyway, I tried to keep my eyes away from his perfection as much as possible, but I slipped often. Each time his beauty pierced me through with sadness. Why? Why are you sad about his beauty? Like, I don't get it. I guess she's just like jealous, like not jealous, but she's like, I don't know. I don't understand why it makes her sad.
for the most part, we walked in silence. Occasionally, he would ask a random question that he hadn't gotten to in the past 2 days of interrogation. Interrogations. He asked about my birthdays, my grade school teachers, my childhood pets, and I had to admit that after killing 3 fish in a row, I'd given up on the whole institution. He laughed at that, louder than I was used to, bell like echoes bouncing back to us from the empty woods.
I like that. I like when they have a sense of humor and are just people. I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah.
The bike took me most of the or the hike took me what the fuck am I talking about? The hike took me most of the morning, but he never showed any sign of impatience. The forest spread out around us in a boundless labyrinth of ancient trees, and I began to be nervous that we would never find our way out again. He was perfectly at ease, comfortable in the green maze, never seeming to feel any doubt about our direction. After several hours, the light that filtered through the canopy transformed, the murky olive tone shifting to a brighter jade. The day had turned sunny, just as he'd foretold. For the first time since we'd entered the woods, I felt a thrill of excitement, which quickly turned to impatience. Are we there yet?
Nearly. He smiled at the change in my mood. Do you see the brightness ahead?
Should I?
He smirked. Maybe it's a bit soon for your eyes.
Time to visit the optometrist, I muttered. His smirk grew more pronounced. But then, after another 100 yards, I could definitely see a lightning in the trees ahead, a glow that was yellow instead of green. I picked up the pace, my eagerness growing with every step. He let me lead now, following noiselessly.
Oh,
She's got she's got that childlike wonder and excitement. It's sweet. I love it.
seeing sunshine. It's like seeing, a beach with warm water.
Boom.
Mm. I reached the edge of the pool light and stepped through the last fringe of ferns into the loveliest place I'd ever seen. The meadow! The meadow was small, perfectly round, and filled with wildflowers, violet, yellow, and soft white. Somewhere nearby, I could hear the bubbling music of a stream. The sun was directly overhead, filling the circle with a haze of buttery sunshine. I walked slowly, awestruck, through the soft grass, swaying flowers, and warm, gilded air. I halfway turned, wanting to share this with him, but he wasn't behind me where I thought he'd be. I spun around, searching for him with sudden alarm. Finally, I spotted him, still under the dense shade of the canopy at the edge of the hollow, watching me with cautious eyes. Only then did I remember what the beauty of the meadow had driven from my mind, the enigma of Edward in the sun, which he'd promised to illustrate for me today. I took a step back toward him, my eyes alight with curiosity. His eyes were wary, reluctant. I smiled encouragingly and beckoned him with my hand, taking another step back to him. He held up a hand in warning, and I hesitated, rocking back onto my heels. Edward seemed to take a deep breath, and he stepped out into the bright glow of the midday sun. Wow.
So yeah,
Sparkly Edward next episode?
that was what, chapter 12, balancing.
Yes.
It was a bit of a long one. But it was so good. I really liked this. I feel like this has been my favorite chapter so far, low-key.
I agree. This and like the La Push chapter, I think, are like two
Yes.
of my favorites. And I think it is
Okay.
because of her description of the beautiful nature and how she gets excited, you know? And also
At the beginning,
the romance. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was gonna say at the beginning of this book, she hated nature. She hated everything. She hated the trees. She hated the rain. She hated everything. So at the very least, he's like made her happy, which we know that. That's what her happiness depends on, which is not good. But at the very least, she's not a fucking miserable teenager yet.
I put together just now what balancing was. Balancing on the edge of the knife,
Yeah.
their relationship. I just put it together. This whole time I was like, no balance beams, nothing. Ding.
What the heck? Yeah. Ding. I'm glad you got that. But yeah, next chapter is chapter 13, Confessions. So that's gonna be a fun one. I feel like we're really getting into the meat of it, guys. We're like
Mhm.
halfway through basically.
Like almost smack dab halfway through. Oh my god.
Also, I know I've already pointed this out, but my books has a sticker on it that says soon to be a major motion picture.
That's amazing.
I love it. Soon to be.
I love that because mine came in a box set after the movies came out. So you've got an OG.
I
Well,
have to say, I thrifted this one. So this is actually not my OG.
there you go.
But I thrifted this one at a Savers in near Boston. So
Oh,
some baddie donated it, I'm sure.
somebody. Final thoughts. Do you know the SNL sketch where they're making fun of like spooky restaurants and they're like, I hope you enjoy your meal. It might be your last. And like that's their like whole joke. Like every time they
Yeah.
say anything, they're like, would you like dessert? It might be your last. That's what this whole chapter was when she was like, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm going, it might be my
It
last.
could be. That's
Uh,
so funny.
those who know. Maybe I'll put
Sorry,
a
I
link to
don't
it
know.
in the AJ and I have been SNL heads for, yeah, I think that was my final thought is that the whole chapter was it might be your last.
That's so funny. I I liked this chapter. I thought it was a good one. I think it's about to get crazy and I'm excited. I can't wait. I think we have like a couple more chapters until we get to the good stuff, but I feel
Mm.
like we're getting into the thick of it and I'm hype.
I'm so excited to meet his family. That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be real good.
Well, I mean, I guess we've already met
But like
Carlisle, but
I know what you mean.
like
In their
meet,
family
yeah,
home.
exactly. Well, just as a reminder, I'm Bia,
I'm Katie.
and this has been Twilight
Twilight tonight.
Tonight. Boom, 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 boom.
Pum, pum.
So subscribe.
Subscribe. Wow, that was beautiful. Well, I love you. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go eat Charlie.
Oh no,
I'm just,
no.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm joking.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
joking.
joking.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
On that note,
Ah.
Edward's gonna eat all of Bella.
Okay. Love you.
Okay. I love you.
Mwah. And
Bye.
love you, dear listener. Bye.
Ah.
Bye. Bum bum ba dum. Bum bum ba dum. Da-dum.
This is really exciting. I'm so glad my fucking microphone is working this time, all courtesy of my lovely boyfriend, Charlie. He came and fixed it for me. We're all good in the hood right now. I'm very happy.
Wow. Well, I am sure our listeners are also happy. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Ah. Oh wait. Touch
Sorry.
base, keep in touch, circle back. Hey,
Bye.
Wild Funk!
Recording stopped.